What's going on, the Mad Red Army? We are back. It is a live call-in show looking ahead to what is going on this week and what has passed. We've got a few callers all lined up waiting. Hopefully you guys can give them a good reception in the comments as well. Let's be respectful to our guest, and there are a few of them doing it for the first time again, so let's be respectful and let's see what they've got to say. As always, there will be a few minutes for each guest. I can see them all waiting in the waiting room there. Just bear with us, guys. Hold tight and I will get round to you and we'll get all the questions in. And if anyone wants to ask any more questions, feel free. Go for it. Use up your time on the show as best you can. I have got loads of points I want to get across, so let's get into it. Without further ado, who am I going to first? Who is coming on? Am I saying the name right? Is it Aaron? Is that how you say your name, mate? Yes. Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you? Are you okay, pal?
I'm alright. How are you, Adam? Thanks for having me.
Oh, hang on. I've muted you, mate. Sorry. Now I can hear you, pal. Say that again, please, mate.
Thanks for having me, Adam.
No worries, mate. I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. You well?
Sorry?
Are you well? Are you okay, mate? Everyone in your household good?
Yeah, everything is good. I'm actually in Sheffield. I'm from Bangkok, Thailand. Been following your show for quite some time now.
Nice one. That's what this show is all about. That's what we like, to get as many opinions on as possible. So, quickly, mate, we've had a pretty good week as United fans.
Yeah.
Down there, where your neck of the woods in Sheffield in the week. Then we do Leeds. It's 9 goals in 2 games. It's 6 points. Now we're looking ahead to the Carabao Cup. Just quickly, if it doesn't get much better than that for a week of football, does it, mate?
No, it doesn't. I'm very happy for the team and happy for Ole. Let me just put it out there. I was and I'm still Ole out. But I'm really happy the way the team is progressing. Yeah, we came back in a few games. That was good to see for the character of the team. But the Leeds game, I had no idea we would be able to score that much goal. I am so proud of that. But at the same time, there are leaks, there are holes in the back that we can work on.
Yeah, that's definitely it. So, a couple of questions first of all, mate. Let's get into it. I mean, that being good, Europe's been put to bed now. Well and truly to bed for us, but
Yeah.
all it is now is domestic football all the way through until springtime pretty much. So, looking at it now, realistically, I had my targets at the start of this season. First of all, Aaron, I mean, what was your targets this season? What would you have classed as an improvement and acceptable this season?
My target was a comfortable top 4 and a domestic or Europa League trophy. A trophy because I really never had a confidence that we would go much deeper in the Champions League, even though a quarterfinal would have been brilliant for me. That's unfortunate. So now I'm switching to a Europa League trophy. No more semi-finals, please, or at least one domestic trophy and a comfortable top 4 at least. This is I mean, that's not the so-called Man United way, but then this is the place where we are right now. The targets, the expectations have been minimized, but it is what it is.
That's it, mate. And speaking of trophy, speaking of top 4, we are third. We can't complain where we are in the league right now. Only 5 off Liverpool with the game in hand. Tomorrow we're at the other side of Merseyside, and this could be, a lot would say, our best chance of getting that trophy there. A lot of us are saying, like you said yourself, Aaron, then we need a trophy, we need to pick up some silverware for Ole. It is how a lot of United fans are seeing it as the only way we can say we're improving. Is this, in your eyes, tomorrow night, our best chance of getting our hands on a trophy this season, would you say?
Yes, it is. And more than that, I'm very interested and keen to see what kind of players he's playing tomorrow night. Because I'm really looking forward to Jesse Lingard, for example. He might start or be involved as always there. So I'm really interested to see if he changes the centre back, or if he drops Maguire, not rest Maguire. And Adam, I want to add on one thing that you said about the trophy thing, about the title race. Sorry, I'm speaking too early about it. But I don't think we are in a title race yet, unless we win or we don't lose any other matches until the time we face Liverpool, because that would be 6 points.
That would be it.
I mean, till we face Liverpool, and if we don't lose a point in Premier League or we didn't lose a game in Premier League, I would be really optimistic about it. But for now, top 4.
That's it. I mean, we've got to be realistic. I understand that. I think realistically, though, I mean, if we give Liverpool a run, and we narrowed that gap, say, to single points
Yeah.
over the course of the season. By the end of the season, when all done and said in May, and we're within single points of the top team, then you know what, you have to look at that as improvement, because that is improvement. Because then you could add some players possibly to the squad. We don't know yet. We're here inside Cedo. I think I've seen the name right. But I'm going to ask this to everyone who comes on tonight. A lot of United fans, and rightly so, are saying their only concern with this current United crop is that defence. I mean, my God, it has caused us endless heartache this season already, and we're only a third of the way in, mate. So if there was, and this question was put out there by one of our members, Domingo OT, he said, if there was one defender out there you could bring in January, who would it be? I'm going to ask you that first, Aaron. You're the first one on, so you're the first one who's going to ask it. Anyone else who's waiting to come on, get a thinking, because that question's coming your way as well.
I have two names, Adam. It can be Upamecano, or if we can't, especially in January, we can't get a big name, to be honest. So I would be happy with the Southampton centre back.
Vestergaard.
Vestergaard, yeah. I like the way he plays, even though he's slow, but I like the way he controls the ball and everything.
Would that be very similar to what we've got in Maguire? I mean, Maguire was quite good on the ball before he came to us. I don't know what happened when he came here.
Yeah, exactly, 100% you're right. But then, as I said, it's really hard to get a big name player in January. I know we got Bruno, but then he wasn't that big as Mancano in terms of transfer rumors marketed. Nobody really would go for Bruno except for us in Spurs.
As like a surprise signing that you weren't expecting, so you're getting that, because Bruno was muted for quite a while. So I would say there are a few names. I'm going to give mine right at the end of the show and see what everyone else comes up with. But that's it. I mean, before we leave you, Aaron, mate, prediction for tomorrow's game, and do you expect to see changes?
I expect to see wholesale changes, and I want to see wholesale changes from Dean Henderson to up top with Cavani, and maybe play Martial for the goal. But I would be happy to see Dan James and Lingard, players like Pogba, Matic, Swansebe. I think Wan-Bissaka is not traveling, so perhaps Fosu Mensah or Brandon Williams. I would love to. I look forward to see changes, and I really hope. I think for me the more important game, even though I want a trophy, is the Boxing Day game, because we could easily be out of a title race on that day if we lose and other teams win.
Yes, that's it. Aaron, mate, thank you for coming on the show, mate. It has been brilliant. Cheers for your time, my friend.
Thank you very much. It was an honor. Thank you.
No worries, mate. Thank you. Okay, who's up next? I know, Rowan, are you ready, my friend? Because you're up next. I know your camera's not on, but hopefully we can hear you. And let's give it a try. Oh, now he's got his camera on. Perfect timing. Rowan, mate, how are you doing? Are you good, my friend?
I'm good, thanks. What about you?
I'm not too bad, mate, not too bad. Getting ready for the game tomorrow. Looking forward to the game now, because United are actually playing some exciting football. I mean, quickly, good week for us, third in the league. Looking ahead, mate, 9 goals in a week. Happy with the week so far?
Yeah, we're doing quite well, but we just need to be the consistency needs to be there within our team, and like within our next games, like when we play Leicester, we need to win. We need to win to get the 3 points and like potentially in a title race. But if we're not consistent, we can throw the season away.
Yeah, I mean, interesting you touched on the consistency one there, so I'll come to you with this. I mean, in your eyes, what would be consistent now? Because United have won 6 of the last 7 in the league, with 1 draw against City. A lot would say, well, what you're saying, Adam, that is as consistent as it can be. We're on the best run of any other team in the league this season. Won every single game away from home. I know the defence is a bit shaky, but in terms of from where we are now, what would convince you that the consistency is there and you're confident? Would it mean bringing someone in? Would it be similar points gap to what we are at Liverpool for when we played them in January? How do you see it? What is consistent to you now, mate?
I would say at the end of the season, we could see if we're like a strong top 4 finish would be good for us. Like that would be a consistent run, and we need to basically win points in most of our games to do that. Like not drop easy points by leaking goals at the back, and not just outscoring the opponents every game. We need to keep play well defensively as well.
So yeah, you're bringing the defence into the consistency. Then that's you know what it's like. You said I personally, me and everyone knows why I see it. I don't think we can defend. I really don't. Our best defence is just attacking and hoping that we do, like you said, then score more than the other. Because I don't think that this defence has got it in them. I don't think they're good enough to hold out. Say we wanted to get a 1-0, like you would say, maybe we'd scrape. Go out, just get a result and get out of there 1-0. I don't think this defence has got it in them to actually do that. So, looking at it, I'm totally with you there. Comfortable top 4 has to be a given to show signs of improvement. I think that would look like we're being consistent. If we stayed, for instance, Rowan, in the top 4 from now to the end of the season, would that be the consistency that you're looking for there?
That would be consistency, but it's a trophy as well. We got to 3 semi-finals last season, and we didn't get to 1 final. If we got to 1 final, we potentially could have won the trophy in one out of 3 of those competitions. So if we can do that this season, plus a top 4 finish, we're building something.
Yeah, going on to the defence, interesting point here. This has been brought up quite a lot actually. CG_United 4X, zonal marking has to be spoken upon. We're conceding way too many goals from corners. I mean, I'm totally with that, mate. I don't know how you see it or what you think of it, if it's the way forward. I've always hated it. Being a defender back in my day, I would never do zonal marking. I'd probably end up making a big mistake and costing, which is what we're doing at the moment. If you've got a man to mark, surely that's easier. Could consistency come in the form of different coaching, maybe, Rowan, mate?
Because with Pepe, though. Remember when Pepe had to mark Mino against Arsenal, and they lost the game, didn't they?
There you go, mate. It's a proven point, isn't it? I mean, do you reckon coaching could change the way we get consistent at the back?
I think, yeah, maybe change the system from zonal marking to man, but we need to be consistent on which player marks who. And for example, with Arsenal, then Pepe couldn't mark Mina quite well, and then they lost the game because of that header. So we need to have a clear game plan of who's marking who in the box, really.
Yeah. Just a quick one to everyone asking questions in the comment section there. I can see how. All you have to do, we have got a full lineup for tonight already, guys. I've got them all queuing up already, but this will be happening weekly now, and it's all done through my Instagram. I put the Instagram story up, and then you just DM me back if you want to come on the show. But you will just have to drop down into the description, follow me on Instagram, and wait for that story post to come up of mine for when the show is going to be. It is usually going to be a Tuesday night, whether or not there is a game on or not, because when there's a game night on, I turn into a different crazed man altogether and go mental watching the football like you lot do. But before you go, mate, I've asked the question before. One of our members posted the question to me to ask everyone who came on tonight. If there was one defender, and this is good for you because you see the consistency in defence, which is good to see. If there was one defender out there, mate, who you think could help us through this season and be more consistent defensively this season to get in January, who do you reckon would be, or who do you reckon that would be?
I've got 2. I was going to say Upamecano and David Alaba.
Alaba is a shout because there is rumblings there at Bayern Munich, and especially with everything going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, Teller's agent, so we might have a deal quicker than Chelsea, so we could potentially get the players, but it's maybe the wages which could be a problem with us.
This United's wages. Quickly, I'm going to ask you this as well before you go, mate. I mean, would wages be an issue if United could get their asses in gear and get rid of the likes of Jones and Rojo?
Yeah, that's true, but
because there's 250 grand, $250,000 a week right there on them two who don't even contribute anymore.
With the solutions, they're going out on loan and looking like they're not really looking out to sell. I read the Daily Star, Phil Rooney wants Jones at Derby, so it would be a loan. It wouldn't be a full-time transfer, so we'd still have to pay part of his wages.
Yeah, we always get stuck with the loans, mate. It shows you how bad our transfer recruitment is when we can't sell players. We either pay too much or they have to be absolutely bang-on superstars for us to actually get any money out of any transfer. I've given up on us actually making money selling players now, but it's just one of them things with us. But Rowan, mate, thank you so much for coming on, pal. I really appreciate your time, mate. Hopefully,
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Do jump into the chat tomorrow if you get a chance for the Everton game. And anyone else who's watching, do follow me on there as well when it comes up to tomorrow. But, Rowan, cheers for coming on, mate. Really appreciate your time, pal. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
That's it, guys. It's exactly it. We are, as a fan base, quite split at the moment in terms of we don't want to get too carried away. But then again, you've got... I mean, I've said it. The words I used, and I keep saying it, is we are dangerously shit. That's what... sorry to swear, but that's what we are as a football club, because no one knows how to set up against us because they don't know what's coming. They really don't know what's coming. And I say it now, I still think that forward line of Manchester United's is enough to take any team apart. Any team apart in the world. And that's how it's looking. I mean, guys, look at that bench. Seriously. That bench was mental at weekends. It's probably the best bench in the world over the weekend. I don't think anyone could even argue that. And we're beating a team 6-2 with that lot on the bench. So, have we got enough? You know what I mean? Everyone's talking about squad depth. With that bench at weekend, does that not show that we have got a lot at this club already in depth? It is a tough one. It really is, because we've seen them play so bad at times. It's hard to say yes, but on paper, third in the league, game in hand, second best attack in the league, best away form in the league, the best form overall in the league at the moment. So I think United fans are actually going, can we? I'm going to ask that question to our next guest, and it is good to have an actual member coming up next. I don't know his name, but he goes by a yellow bathing suit. He's always been a good contributor to the show, and I've got him on with me right now. How are you doing, my man? Are you good?
I'm doing good. It's been a while since I've been on the channel, just contributing.
Mate, Christmas time, December, everyone's busy, mate. It's a mental time of year, innit? We've got so much going on in our own personal lives, mate. I know exactly how it is. Yeah, I know exactly how it is.
And the games are coming thick and fast too. This December period, I feel so bad for the players. A lot of games. I mean, it's good for us fans because we get to watch the games week in, week out, every other day. But
hey, don't feel too sorry for them, mate. At least they can leave the house. You know what I mean?
That's true. Because everything's in lockdown right now. So.
Oh, mate, I think everyone knows all the Irish guys I have on my show on the Sundays and the podcasts, and they're about to go into 6-week lockdown here. Wales is going in. I'm hearing rumours that we're going to be in another lockdown on about the 30th of December. It's not good news, but like you said then, mate, at least we have the football to come back on. And we can't really complain as United fans this week, mate. I mean, everyone who's come on so far has been happy of the week. Can you really argue with 9 goals and 6 points in 2 games?
It is crazy. I'm buzzing. I was watching that Leeds game, and I was just, I came into that game thinking, this is going to be a tight one. It's going to be, because Leeds, they play a very open style of football, and it's really good to see. And so we came in there. I think the problem with that game is Leeds showed us no respect whatsoever. They came with their same style of play, and other bigger, better teams have come into this. They've come to Old Trafford, and they had to sit back. Man City did it a bit. Chelsea came. They played cautious football, but Leeds just, they didn't give us an ounce of respect, and I think that was what the problem is for them. And within the first 2 minutes when the goals, or first 3 minutes when the goals went in, you would expect they're gonna revert back to they sit back, they don't want this to get messy, but they still went on for it, and it was so open. The middle of the park was so open. I saw Scott McTominay making all this passes, and I'm just so shocked because I've never actually seen him make forward passes. It's usually side to side passes. But he was making he was driving in, making his passes. I was like, where is this Scott McTominay?
That's it, mate. That's exactly it. So, I mean, you touched on that there, mate. I'll go into that now, actually. I mean, I looked at Scott McTominay, I've looked at Fred start of the season. I didn't call them holding midfield players. I don't think they naturally play holding midfield players. I think going through the youth system, watching Scott McTominay, this was more of the role that he played. He's got the engine. He has that little bit of something at the end as well, and he showed that early doors against Leeds, and his runs were amazing. I mean, looking at that midfield, Scott McTominay, you could say it has actually given us another option going forward now. So, looking at it, we're going to go into the game tomorrow. Do you see Scott McTominay now being rested for the Leicester game and the likes of Van der Beek and Pogba now coming in for the League Cup game?
You know what? I don't think I would ever say this, but when I saw McTominay come off with that groin injury, and I was just like, man, we're gonna miss McTominay. Like I was we can't afford to, miss McTominay. So I think the best way to go about it is rest him for the Everton game and save him for the game over the weekend and play Pogba and Van der Beek during the Everton game. So I want to see a full rotation for tomorrow's game. I want to see a full squad rotation. I want to see the likes of Eric Bailly and Twanzebe get a start, because we've seen Maguire and Lindelof just play week in, week out. There's no rest. And Victor Lindelof is actually carrying an injury. That's the problem. The worrying thing is he has an injury there. I hear people saying, like, we need defenders. And I would say, honestly, in January, we just need to let go of some defenders. I'm hearing talks that West Brom won Phil Jones. There's talk of Rojo leaving as well in January. And so I don't think we should be bringing any more defenders till we let go of the deadwood in the squad first.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what the problem is with Twanzebe not getting a step or like a chance, because he came in for PSG and he just bossed it. And now it's, I don't know what it is. I really don't know, Adam, because if you know, is there something in the training ground he must be doing that we're not seeing? Or, Eric Bailly, I get it. He's always injured. He comes back fit, stays, 2 games fit, and then he's injured again. But Twanzebe, I just don't know.
This was it. I would be surprised if he didn't play tomorrow, mate. I really would.
I really would be. I really would be, because at this rate, I don't know what he has to do again to get a chance in that
That's
team.
it. You say there, mate. You say there that you want to see wholesale changes. I mean, you would probably expect Brandon Williams to be in that bracket, but there's even rumours about Brandon Williams going away. I mean, Germany. I mean, I wouldn't ideally right now, because I don't think we've got enough cover at right back, particularly. I know he's playing left back, but he is right-footed and can play at right back. But for you, in terms of the outs, you just mentioned the outs there. Who is it who needs to go right now? And on top of that, actually, I'm going to ask it because everyone else has been asked the same question. If there was a defender to come in that you think in January, who would that be also?
All right. So for defenders leaving, or just people in general just leaving the club, I do think Phil Jones needs to go. I do Eric Bailly. I know people have their doubts with Eric Bailly because he's injury prone, but I do see a player in Eric Bailly right there. I think our biggest, the deadwood are coming from the defense. I want a lot of defenders to go. I would keep mostly like the midfielders. I want Justin Lingard. I don't see why Justin Lingard doesn't play as much anymore. I want him to be in the squad. He's a good squad rotation player. He brings that energy. And in terms of incomings, I would say I want someone who's Premier League proven. I hear the Kanko and the guy from Leipzig. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, but I do want someone who's proven, and someone like Luke Ayling. I like him, the Leeds kid. The defender, Luke Ayling, he's really good. I see something there, and I do like Yerry Mina. He has a good
from
pace.
Everton. Do you think they are gettable though? Realistically, it's January, and that's the problem. I think.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can find players like get whatever we're gonna get right now is gonna be. I don't know, like the likes of Diallo, the kind of or we're hearing this one kid from
Saicedo.
Yeah, like that's the kind of incomings I'm seeing. Not really like big. If we want to do all this David Alaba and Cole, we have to wait till the summer. But this guys, we need to. I don't know. I think defense isn't really a problem per se. I just think we need to move players around.
Yeah. So looking at that, do you think that this squad right now is good enough to take us comfortably in to carry us into top 4 and maybe get us a trophy for the end of this season?
I believe so, but I think it needs to be a matter of consistency in all these lineups. All needs to be consistent. I don't have a problem if you want to make McFred or whatever be it he wants to play. I'm fine with that. But the problem is he needs to be consistent with his team lineup. Because changing it or adapting to different teams is not the way to go about it. We play Leeds, we're going with this formation. We play PSG, we're going with a diamond. It needs to be consistent. And these players would know, like if they play together week in, week out, they'll be like, all right, I know you. I know how you play. I know where you're moving. Like, they get a feel for each other. But if you change the lineup, I know, like, squad rotation is important, but you can do that for, League Cup games and stuff. But consistency in the Premier League, that's what I'm talking about. And team lineup, team selection. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. And before you go, mate, confident for tomorrow. What's your score prediction against Everton? Are we heading to the semis?
Yes. I'm going to say 3-1.
3-1? I
3-1.
like that scoreline.
3-1.
I like that scoreline. I'm thinking somewhere along the similar lines there, I think, mate. But yeah, I'll take any win, get into that semi, and let's see where it takes us. Maybe this is our trophy that we all want. But, mate, cheers for coming on. Really appreciate your time, pal. Where are you actually calling from, sorry, mate?
Thanks for that. I'm calling from Toronto, Canada.
Nice one,
Toronto,
Canada.
So, yeah.
One of the countries that has stopped any flights coming in from England. Thanks very much, mate. But what we know the situation we're in here right now.
It's brutal, yeah. It's brutal, but I hope like next year, because when fans start going to the stadium, I want to come down and actually see games and stuff. So
that's it, mate. Loads of people who can't wait to get to games. I've got so many people who want to see and meet up with. It's crazy. But cheers for coming on, mate. Really appreciate your time, pal.
Thanks so much, Adam. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Cheers, mate.
You have a great.
So I cut him off as we were saying. Cheers for that yellow bathing suit, mate. Really appreciate you coming on, pal. Do let us know when you come on. Exactly where you're calling from as well. I will ask it anyway. But yeah, right, we're nearly halfway through. Let's get cracking on with the contestants. God, I'm on a game show. What are you on about, Adam? Shut up. Callers. Let's just see. I think I'm going to say, is it Connell? Am I saying that right, mate? Is it Connell? I think it's Connell, actually. Right, hang on. Let's get him on. Let's see. Connell, how you doing, mate? You okay?
Hey, mate. Right, yeah.
Oh, good, mate. Where are you calling from, pal?
From Manchester.
Nice one. What part of Manchester are you in, mate? Are you close by to me?
Do you know Denton?
I do, mate. I was just in Ashton earlier on today, not next town down, doing some work, mate. So yeah, not a million miles away. Do you get a chance to get to the games much, mate?
I've got a season ticket, but
nice one. Where do you sit, mate?
Sit in the Fergie stand, mate.
I'm being moved there. Well, I was supposed to be there this season gone, but it don't look like we're getting there anytime soon. But that's where I'm actually being moved to because of the new safe standing sections that are going in, mate. So it's going to be interesting, mate. But looking at the week that we've had, mate, looking at what we've got going forward, it's exciting times for us right now. It's a shame that we're actually not there watching the games, mate, because you know what, that game against Leeds needed fans like us in there at weekend. That was the only thing that was missing, I think, mate, from that game, because of everything else in that was like United of old, mate, really. It was just attacking football, end-to-end stuff, and a complete shock to the system for every United fan, I think.
Yeah, didn't expect that. I didn't think Leeds would come attacking us like that. And
no.
They came and just let us play into our hands. So
they did.
Dominated. So I wish we was there for that. And Leipzig as well. Buzzing if we was there.
I know, mate. It seems. Was you there at the derby? That was our last game, wasn't it? That we went and watched. Was you there for the 2-0 last season?
Oh, I couldn't get to that one, no.
Oh, God, you missed a bit. I was like, it's absolutely mental that day. And then little did we know what was about to happen, and there we are. Unfortunately, we're having to deal with it right now, mate. But looking ahead, at least we've got something decent to watch. We're all in lockdown. The football's carrying on, though, mate. Looking ahead to Everton this weekend, a lot of people have said this season has to be a trophy, mate. Do you reckon that this is our best chance of getting a trophy this season?
Yeah, definitely. Look, we should be able to get one. Definitely reach a final. Last year we bought 3 semis. Hopefully we get to the final this year.
That's it, innit, mate? I mean, 3 semi-finals. Improvement would be the final. and then maybe take our chance when we actually get there, pal. You know, it's you never know until you get there. You got to get there first. Looking at, I mentioned it before, mate, the Leeds game and our bench. Our bench was frightening in that Leeds game. I don't think any United fan would be too disheartened if we seen everyone who was on the bench against Leeds actually playing in the game tomorrow night, mate. It just goes to show the strength and depth that we actually have got at the moment. I mean, are you expecting wholesale changes for the Everton game tomorrow night?
Yeah, pretty much everyone that was on the bench really. Cavani, Pogba, Van der Beek, Green, would expect most of them to play. Hopefully maybe as well.
I mean, that bench, mate, was quite frightening. You got Cavani, Greenwood, Pogba, Donny van der Beek. You've got Henderson there. You've got first teamers that are getting nearly every Premier League team in the league, and that's our bench. And we've still got a couple out past that as well. So really, it's just gone very dark on his screen. There, he's back on there. We've got the light back on again. He went down a hole for a minute there. So, I mean, looking at how we dissected Leeds at weekend, are we expecting that confidence to roll into the League Cup game now as well? And what score do you reckon it will be against Everton, mate?
I'm expecting the confidence to carry on. I don't think it'll be a high scoring game. I think it'll be 2-1, hopefully United. But we've played them away, haven't we, already this season, so we'll set up different, won't we, Angelotti? So.
Yeah, I think they're just on the bounce back, aren't they, from a couple of good results as well. So, I mean, their biggest threat, what would you say? I mean, they have got some good players who've gone off the boil a little bit. Sigurdsson's just started to come back into the team as well. I mean, who is your ultimate fears in that game tomorrow for us? Who are you thinking can snatch this away from us as an Everton player?
Definitely Calvert-Lewin.
I knew you were going to say him.
But we can't defend crosses. Even like we've conceded nearly the most corners. And another thing is Wan-Bissaka leaving his man out wide all the time.
Oh, mate.
Richarlison.
Apparently he's not in the squad, mate. Apparently Bissaka's not in the squad. He's not in the travelling squad. We will see. But going into that, you'd expect someone like Brandon Williams to maybe challenge for that right back role. And there are rumours that he could be on his way out as well. I mean, do you think we can afford to let the likes of Williams go? I know he plays left back. We've got Shaw and Tellez, but do you think Williams could, being a right footer, go across and give cover to Wan-Bissaka on the right?
Yeah, definitely. I rate him. I've seen loads of people not rating him, but I think he's alright. He should be a chance, definitely.
I think he's got something there. Maybe he's a bit raw. He came in, he did a really good start, then went off the boil a little bit. But he is young. He's one of our academy graduates. I know that doesn't mean you automatically have to stay at the club. I'm not saying it that way. But do we give him a little bit more time, or do you think he will, if he goes out on loan, say? Do you think he'll develop even more if he spends a bit of time out on loan at another club, getting first team football? Could that be? Be good for the lad and actually come back even better than what he is now?
Yeah, I think it'd be good for him if he goes out on loan because he isn't getting any game time. He's not even really getting on the bench, is he? So, but we've got Dallo out on loan as well, so
I know
we'll have to see what happens there.
Endless amounts of players, mate. But before you shoot off, Connell, mate, I've asked everyone the same question, and one player to come in, defensive player, because that's where we all know and we all stress watching United. If there was one player to come in January, who would you bring in, mate?
It'd have to be Upamecano, but we won't be getting him in January, would we? So I don't really know. Everyone that we want will be coming in summer, won't we? Like Alaba, Upamecano.
Summer could be big, mate, couldn't it?
Summer should, hopefully, but if we spend, I think we might get Sancho this summer as well. Hopefully.
Oh, we reckon? Hey, he's not had the best of start to the season either. So maybe we did make the right decision in the end. I don't know, but we've got I never say his name. We've got Diallo coming in as well in January now. He looks like his passport's been finalised and he'll be joining up with the Reds. Maybe, we don't know. There's another 27 million on a winger there. Maybe we're looking down the road of developing players now, like Caicedo. We're being talked about now from Ecuador. Is this is this a way that United are actually going forward? Are you happy for us to try and bring in the younger player and maybe develop them? Or do we think we do need some stellar names? Because we've seen where our stellar names are at the moment, mate. They're all sat on the bench.
I think we need a mixture of both, mate, because we need experience as well, because we have got a lot of that. Most of our experience is on the bench, innit?
Well, I think it is, and you know what? It's surprising, isn't it, that it's there, and probably our best performance of the season has come with a team that we all thought wouldn't be good enough with what we've got on the bench. We all want to see the likes of Donny and Greenwood playing, Cavani in the team, yet we go and smash 6 past Leeds. It is crazy, absolutely crazy. But Conor, mate, thanks for coming on the show, pal. Really appreciate your time, mate. And hopefully we have a good result tomorrow. Drop in the comments tomorrow on the stream if you are watching, mate. Let me know what you think of the game, as everyone else. Hopefully I'll see you all there. But Donald, cheers for coming on, mate.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. That's it, mate. And Conor made some good points there, guys. I'm just going to bring up what someone sent me earlier. I want to get your thoughts on it. David Walsh sent me this earlier on. Actually convinced. I want to know what you guys think as well. He says Donny van der Beek is not playing in this United team because Ollie wanted Jack Grealish. If Donny comes in and plays well, it maybe looks like the board were right above Ollie, and that's why Ollie's not playing him. I don't know. I'll get your thoughts on it. We'll ask a couple of people who coming on next. We're well into the show now, so next, I can see you, Ronald, there. I'm just going to bring in Fiznik, who's just been waiting for a while there. I can see him there. He always got that same look on his face when he comes on the stream. It's like he's got loads of questions for me. And he was on originally when we did the calling shows. He's just on a move now to a comfy seat. Look at him, here he goes.
Hey,
he's getting his comfy... Man? That's the sweats. How are you doing, buddy? Are you okay, mate?
I'm good. How about you?
Oh, mate, well, we can't complain. Well, apart from what we all know is happening in the world right now, and lockdown just continuing, that's not good. But for us Reds and what we're watching on the pitch at the moment, especially this week, mate, we can't really be complaining much, can we?
Not at all. To be honest, it was a pretty good game. It was.
I'd say that was the closest I've seen to Fergie era football, mate, in terms of how the game went down and how end to end it was. It was like, you know, that reminded me. It reminded me of the Premier League of the '90s. That's what it reminded me of. That game. It just seemed like there was zero organisation. Anyway, it was just like, we're better than you and we're going to show it. And it was like, come on, just taking shots at each other. It was a crazy game of football, mate. But you got to look at it and go, it does show that we have got some talent in this team, mate, especially in the forward areas. Looking ahead now, you've been on before. I know you've had your thoughts. You've backed Ollie with a lot of your comments before. I do remember. Looking at it now, going forward, can you see Ollie actually in his mind thinking he has got a best team in mind? Because the Sheffield United game I thought was pretty decent, mate. We played well, and then he changes it all around and we're a lot better against Leeds United. Do you think he's anywhere near figuring out what his best team is just yet, or is it still we don't know now because one team just keeps doing better than the next one?
Well, to be honest, to be fair to him, we need to realize this is a weird season, right? So as you can see with other teams, like you have the likes of Liverpool losing points, which are by far from the analysts and from pundits said that they are the favorite to win the league by a mile. You have them losing points. You have the likes of City, who don't even know what they're doing with their football. True. You cannot ask. We have to be honest. You cannot ask for Ollie to play a constant team week in, week out, right? Because you have games like every other 3 days.
Well, this is it, mate. One thing you mentioned there.
You said,
go on, mate. Go on, carry on.
And I think, as you said, as as you said to the other caller, the last caller said, even McTominay gave us a choice going forward, right?
Yeah.
Like we all knew he was a CDM. We all knew he was a holding midfielder.
I didn't think he was, mate, to be honest. From watching him in the youth, I never seen him play that role, and that's why I wasn't happy. Actually, before the game against Leeds, it'd be well documented. A lot of people have told me, Adam, you got it wrong. I didn't actually get it wrong. I actually said I expected with that team and that setup that either one of Fred or McTominay has to come out and play differently to how they have been playing recently, just to give support to that forward line. And then, lo and behold, 10 minutes in, the game's over. Scott McTominay puts it to bed. I'm like, well, there you go. But I remember Scott McTominay as the box-to-box. He hasn't got the perfect end product, but as we've seen there, he has got something in the game. There are players who are better in that final third than him, we know that. But I just think he's give Vardy another headache going forward, because can you drop Scott McTominay now?
To be honest, it all depends on who you play, right? If you play the teams like Leeds, that will give you enough space in the midfield. Because as the last one said, Leeds didn't respect us enough.
No.
Right? And I think they don't respect anyone. They want to overwork every team, and they want to overplay every other team. And I think Marcelo Bielsa forgets that he's playing in the Premier League.
Yeah, it does.
Like the crown of what?
Oh, just lost you there, mate. Just lost your signal there a second.
I think I froze.
Yeah.
with all due respect, Leeds isn't good enough. Leeds isn't good enough to play in the Premier League like this.
Yeah, I get you. There is a way for him. I think
this season.
Yeah, so I think they'll have enough to stay in there, but yeah, no, you did right. You did right, because if they play like that, then I think they're in trouble. But I do think they think they'll have to tweak it and adapt it to survive. But you mentioned something there about Ollie cannot use the same team consistently. But one thing we are seeing quite consistently at the moment, mate, is that defence. And the defence is the concern. We have defenders coming out of our ears. We have that many defenders, mate. But we never seem to look comfortable at the back in any game. Is there any chance that there is someone else in there that can come in and maybe stake a claim in this team? Because Ollie does seem to have his favourite back line now. I mean, there may be a bit of a debate between Telles and Shaw, but when you're coming into a big game, we kind of know. It's the only part of our team we know that are going to be consistent. And you know what? They're not playing very well, mate. And would you say now is the time? Especially with Everton tomorrow, we've got to see some new faces in there.
Look, as you said right now, for example, tomorrow I would love to give the likes of Tuanzebe a chance, right? At least give him a chance. At least see if he can, I don't know, maybe not lead the defense, but at least be a part of it. But
yeah.
For example, the next game that we're gonna play against Leicester, would I want to see the likes of Tuanzebe or the likes of Fosu-Mensah? Not really, because you need to realize, not you, but the fans in general need to realize that a good defensive pair needs to be a pair first of all, right? They need to know each other.
Yeah.
Do the likes of Lindelof and Harry Beckenbauer, as Saeed calls him.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah, not anymore. I think he's left that part. Are they the defensive pair we need? No, because they both want to play with the ball. For example, the goal that Leeds scored, the header, the bounce that came to Lindelof. Could the likes of Maguire do better? Could the likes of Lindelof do better? Maybe and maybe not. But they don't give you confidence. They don't. If we had a good defensive pair, we would be strolling to the 21 title, man.
Yeah. Well, you lead me on to your final bit there, mate, actually. If there was one defender you could bring in right now you think would improve us, who would it be?
Oof, that's $1 million question, to be honest. But I don't know. Maybe just something like Vidic. Not Vidic necessarily, but something like Vidic.
That is a tall order.
We have the Ferdinand. Yeah, but we have the Rio one. Actually, we have 2 Rios right now. They both want to play with the ball. They both want to attack. They both want to push forward.
You're looking for the destroyer.
None of them are the destroyer, and that's what we miss. That's what we need at the box, which we don't have right now.
Yeah. So judging by your answer there, you can't really see anyone out there at the moment which fills that sort of mold.
I don't know, this new kid that we've been linked to today or yesterday, I don't know. I went on and checked on him and see what he does. He feels a bit like a destroyer, but he's too young. You know? I mean, who knows? Maybe he could be the next Nemanja, which is good, maybe. But I don't know.
You're trying to find it rather than going out buying ready-mades. That's what he's probably looking at right now. But, mate, cheers for coming on. Really appreciate your time. I'm going to tell you right at the end of the show, mate. I'll tell you who my guy is at the end of the show who I think would be good for us. So I'll get everyone done and then I'll let you know what it is before we finish up. But cheers for coming on, mate. Really appreciate your time again, mate.
Cheers.
See you later, buddy. Yeah, I will let you know who mine is. You've probably heard me talk about him before, to be honest. But we've just got 2 more callers to get through before we finish up the video. It should work out in perfect time. Rob United, I know you've been waiting there, mate. Just stay with me, pal. I have got next another member and one of the biggest contributors to the channel, actually. It's good to have him on, actually listen to what he's got to say. He is a massive Ollie-inner. And it is Mr. Ronald Jacob. How are you, my friend? It's good to see you and good to talk to you finally.
I'm glad. Can you hear me properly, Adam?
I can hear you, mate. Yes, loud and clear, pal.
All right. I mean, you had to put that in. I'm a big Ollie in. Yes, I am. Because I'll be honest about one thing. The difference I saw yesterday or the last match we played against Leeds, ever since I've been hearing that Leeds never respected us. Bielsa has the same way. If Ole doesn't change up as per the game, people are going to say the same thing about him. If you think about it, or if you see, he's changing the game in a way that he's trying to play a better game or a better game of football against stronger opinions as well. Arsenal is the only game that I regret that we lost, and we are the only ones who lost to them after their amazing downfall. But he is getting it right if you think about it. Yes, Leipzig game was bad, but the team was correct. Even against Leeds, he knew that they're going to run the game.
Would you have not swapped the City setup to the Leipzig setup? Was this sort of vice versa the games we needed to play, really? Because against City, we were rock solid at the back, at the detriment of the forward line, yes, but it looked like we was trying to set up defensive against Leipzig, but it was completely wrong. I thought Shaw coming into that game was a mistake. It was too soon for him. I think that is one thing that he has got that he does need to probably rectify is the favourite picks, because I do think that and now it does look like he has brought Luke Shaw back too quickly again, because he now looks like he's got injured again. I mean, he's Luke Shaw at the end of the day. The guy gets injured no matter what. I mean, you can give him a new set of legs and he still get injured somehow. He's just one of our many defenders that love time on the sideline. But I don't think he is. I don't think he's doing horrendously. I think he has got a good mix now, and I think he's got a few players for the first time, I will say, all in form at the same time, playing well. Because I'm going to ask you this now, mate. I think he's got a bit of a conundrum now, because just as we've seen the best of Pogba coming in, Fred and McTominay go and play the game that they played. And right now, I personally can see Pogba coming in for Everton, but then being left out for the Leicester game.
I mean, that's the best part. That's what Manchester United has always been. We've got best players always at the best positions, right? I mean, I remember back in the day, for Ronaldo, we had Nani sitting in the back, right? We could switch it up. Now, going back to your own point, what you just mentioned about Luke Shaw coming in real quick, right? Maybe early as well. I agree. I see it as not favoritism, but I would say it's more about trust. Ole has more trust in Shaw than Telles, because if you see the game, Telles, he has problems with defense. He is very amazing and great when he goes up front, but when it comes to covering at the back, he is sloppy. He is out of positions as well at times. With headers, he has no idea where the ball is going. Shaw, on the other hand, gives him more trust with defensive work, as we saw against the City game. Now, when Ole came out and said after the City game that this is the best that they have played, or he has seen us play, I hope he meant defensively, because that's the best we've played against them defensively.
This is where he sort of lets himself down a bit when he talks, I think, more than anything, because he did mean the overall performance. And I'm sorry, I went to every single City game last season and they were a lot better, that whole performance wise, and I think defensively we were just as good in the other games as well, but we had a threat. So I mean, going back to what you said about Shaw there, I do feel like Shaw's issue when he does venture forward, then he rolls into the mode of not being able to get back as quick and lose his position. And Ollie changed to that 5 at the back for the first time in ages and put Shaw in there instead of his conventional left back position. Maybe that was a mistake as well, because Shaw was all over the place in that game. Maybe not all Shaw's fault, to be honest. But
I mean, he is testing a few things that shouldn't be tested. I mean, he's doing more than he's required to with, the formations, playing Pogba up on the left wing when he is clearly not feeling it, just coming back from COVID in the Spurs game. And, even with the Arsenal game, when he himself admitted that he was out of breath and he just went in for the tackle on Bellerin and it was a penalty.
Yeah.
Because that's all they got from us in that game. If it wasn't that, it was a draw. But I think he is getting it right on some parts. Yes, he can improve. Every manager can. But this is the best I have seen our club in the last 7 years.
I mean, mate, you can't really argue, because this is the closest we've been to the top in the last decade since Ferguson left. So you can't really argue it. On paper, mate, I don't think any United fan can say, you know what, I'm not happy about this right now, because we're scoring more goals. I said at the start of this season that this season United would score the most goals since Ferguson left this season. I knew it, because I know what our forward line has. I knew that bringing in the players and having a full season with Bruno would definitely add to that. The guy is just ridiculous. I've never known an impactful player so much on an actual squad, and how everyone else plays so much better around him. But I'm looking at it. I'm going to bring in the Everton game now, mate. But one player I would like to see play, obviously, is Donny. We all would like to see him get more game time. But I brought it up before. I don't know if you heard it. I don't get your rates on it. A lot of people have said, look, Donny's not an early signing. He's not. I mean, would you have preferred it if we'd have gone all out for Jack Grealish? Is he a player that would suit what we're doing more right now, rather than a Donny? Because he's got the problem with Pogba, and he seems to think that Donny can only play where Bruno plays. He doesn't play him any other position. And we know that Donny can play in different positions, but is this ultimately going to be what the problem is for Ole? Because Donny, I don't know how or where his confidence is, but there's going to be a time in this season, mate, when we need him, when we really need him. And this is going to be Ole's next big challenge, I think. This is where where a lot of the consistency that everyone is talking about is actually going to come in, when he has to handle this situation. Because touch wood right now, an injury to Bruno, we've got a bit of a problem, haven't we? Literally, it is one man at the moment who is making everyone else gel together better, I think. So I think this now is where Ollie's next challenges for me. This is where it's going to be key for him. Is handling that situation when we really need these players who've been sitting on the sidelines.
I think it was a challenge for Ole, but it got resolved in itself. Because if you think about it, Adam, we have Pogba going out. If we would have brought in Grealish, that was a straight swap for Pogba in that position, right? Then would have been a problem who to play, because at that point of time in last summer, we knew that Pogba might sign a new contract. He wasn't going anywhere. We had 1 year extension on him, right? If Pogba leaves, then Donny could play in that position. Right now, Donny is being played in Bruno's position because Ole is only playing him in games where he doesn't need Bruno. He's not playing him in games where Bruno is the key.
But literally, as soon as we do leave Bruno out, we need him to save us instantly off the bench.
Yes, because Donny isn't the player who is supposed to play like Bruno. Yes, he can do all the 1-2 passes and everything, but he's not that player.
So you don't see him as the attacking, you don't see him as the 10 role player?
No, because if you remember the last game we played, I'm not sure who it was, but Donny came up for Bruno himself. And Donny had the ball, Greenwood was on his right, and Rashford made a run from the left. Donny did not even see Rashford. He was open. If he gave him the ball, it was a goal. But he never saw him. Donny doesn't have the vision that Bruno has. So he just played the ball up to Greenwood, the ball came back. That's it. Done. However, I feel if right now, and be honest, Adam, if right now, because Fred and McTominay, they are putting in a game, right? They are playing well. They are working in the system. If Donny puts either of them on the bench and put him in, and we go and have a bad game, everyone's going to go out and, call out Donny. That's going to happen. So he's just trying to protect him from that, because we know Donny is here for the next 5 years, right? He will get all the games he needs.
It's hard to see any player lasting 5 years at the moment with this club, because it's been changing that much. But yeah, I mean, I'm scared that we may, with Donny van der Beek, it all comes down to what happened in the summer, and if we actually needed him, did we just buy him because he was an easy player to buy, just to appease the fans? It does seem like it was over the head to me. I don't think, because looking at it now, obviously hindsight's a wonderful thing, but Grealish looks like he would have been perfect for us. He could have played off the right, he could have played that role easily and caused endless amounts of nightmares and added to the lethal force that we've got up front already. But it's hindsight, mate. It's ifs and buts. But one thing that is a definite, mate, right now is the fact that we're at Everton tomorrow, looking to add to our league form. Going into that game, mate, now I'd probably expect to see the likes of Donny playing that game, rotation. I do feel like we are going to see a few of the players off the bench from the Leeds game. And overall, looking at this one, are you confident going into it? Do you think Ollie's going to take it seriously? And is this the trophy like we all said, he needs to get at least something over the line, doesn't he?
Yes, he has to, because he has clearly seen Arteta is at the job because he got the FA Cup. You take the FA Cup away from him, he's gone. There's no saving him because nothing backs him up. So Ole, if he wants to be at the job, he has to win this, take this seriously, and I believe he would, because there is no reason why he shouldn't. He's already out of the Champions League, which was something he was trying to sell the fans, but he's out of it. So he has to go serious, and we do have a squad with which he can go serious in all competitions. At the same time, I feel Donny, yes, he would play tomorrow. Bruno again would be on the bench, might come in if we need him.
I don't see Bruno starting tomorrow, unless Ollie really wants to get into this. I know, another semi-final. I know it's only the quarters, but I mean, I wouldn't play Bruno tomorrow. I would let Donny play. I would bring Pogba in as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know about that defence. I don't think anyone's confident with anyone who comes in at the moment. But score prediction for tomorrow before you shoot off, Ronald, mate?
I guess Dean would be there as the goalkeeper. He has to be there because he's asked for it. Right back, I heard you said that Aaron is not going or travelling.
I've heard possibly.
Possibly. So I believe Twanzebe would be there. Not Twanzebe, actually, Fosu Mensah maybe. Or he might pull on Williams. Back to, it's again going to be the same. I mean, even God knows it's going to be Harry and Lindelof.
Yeah.
And on the left, it's going to be a switch between, I guess he's going to go with Telles.
Possibly at the back, yeah, that's it, mate.
Yeah, and again, Fred and McTominay in the middle with Donny in place of Bruno. And the same top three, Rashford, Martial, or actually Martial, Cavani and Rashford.
Yeah, could well be, mate. But Ronald, mate, thanks for coming on, my friend. Good to actually finally speak to you as well, mate, and see you in the comment section. No worries at all, mate. Really appreciate it, and I will see you hopefully in the next couple of videos. Busy night tomorrow, mate, as well.
Oh yeah, Adam. And before I go, just one quick question. I know we're hitting the mark. I'm not sure if you've seen this over the news or not, but Depay is actually 5 million.
I know, mate. I know. I've seen that. I did see that.
I still want him back.
I put at 5 million. Oh, mate, I don't know. I don't know if he's in.
5 million with the games he's putting in, and he has been honest that he himself knew that he hasn't played well for the number 7 shirt, and that shirt was too big for him. He has been honest about it. I mean,
you mature, don't you, mate? You mature in years, don't you? And now he may be a different player than when he was first here. But that's it, mate. We will see, pal. But Ronald, for now, thanks for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it, pal. Good to speak to you.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye. Just before we finish up, we've got water. Thank you very much, Marcus, mate. I will go buy myself a few beers. I get a few more, mate. It's Christmas, people. What are you going to do? You can't go out anywhere, can you? You just got to eat and drink in the house all night. Mate, massively appreciated. Thank you so much for that. Brilliant. And Ronald for coming on as well. Good to finally hear from you, my friends. I don't know if Rob United is actually here. I'm just going to stick him up there just in case. I know he's had signal issues going off what I was seeing. But Rob, are you there, mate?
What's going on?
There he is.
Finally got to work, man.
I see you, mate. I had a look in the room then. He was changing locations, moving rooms and all sorts, mate. But I've got you there now. Where are you calling from, mate?
Texas.
Texas.
Yes,
How is lockdown over there, mate, right now? What's going on in Texas? Where's the situation at?
It's actually pretty... Everything's opening up already. Yeah.
It's doing all right then?
Yeah, things are doing good now.
Oh, that's all right then, because we're going the opposite way at the moment.
Yeah. Actually, I'm from a city named El Paso, and it's right on the border of Mexico.
Ah.
So,
yeah, I was going to say, was the Canelo fight not far from you at weekends? They had 12,000 fans in there, wasn't there?
Yeah, Texas is pretty open, man, yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, I think they had 12,000 for the Callum Smith and Canelo fight, didn't they? So, yeah, I do remember that, actually. I'm thinking, wow, someone's doing something right at least somewhere, because we got nothing like that here. Anyway, mate, let's get into the Reds, pal. Going forward, brilliant week for us. 9 goals, 6 points, 3rd in the league. Everyone can't really complain with the position we're in, but looking ahead, we all said we needed a trophy this season. Do you think that Ollie's going to go strong tomorrow night against Everton and go, you know what, this is our chance, let's try and win the first trophy of the season, then maybe concentrate on the league? Could that be a way of looking at it?
Yeah, I don't think it's such of a Ollie going strong. It's just automatically I think that our second team is pretty strong. If you start in the midfield, who's gonna potentially of players that haven't played last week, the midfield would be Matic, Pogba, and Donny. That's pretty strong right there. So those are potentially starters. Yeah, I think he should go for it. I mean, putting the second team out there, it should be a strong team. And yeah, I think we should go for it.
Yeah, definitely. It's a chance of getting the trophy, mate, at the end of the day. And you know, we've all been craving it. It's been a few years now. So, and like you said, then our bench is frightening. I mentioned it earlier on. Even if we've seen that bench play against Everton, I don't think anyone would be complaining, because I think by a mile that was the strongest bench in Europe this weekend, put it that way, and we're still winning 6-2 against Leeds. But our ultimate fear, obviously, is that defence, mate. I've asked everyone so far on it. Is there anyone out there you would see come into this team in January? I know January is an awkward time to buy players, it really is, but if there was anyone out there, who do you think it would be that could actually give us that little bit towards the end of the season to make us a bit more consistent at the back, especially?
I mean, we would all love what's it called from Leipzig?
Upamecano.
Yeah. But when does the January transfer close?
It's the full month for January. So
January, that's it.
Yeah.
Damn, because I was thinking, get Leipzig out of the Champions League as fast as possible, and then we'll be able to probably get Upamecano, but we won't be able to reach that. So
no, unfortunately not.
Yeah. So, man, I don't know. Shield, that's the only thing I could think of right now. I wish our center backs were healthy, but we got Twanzebe, Bay, they're all injury prone. Man, it's tough. I have no idea what we could get from in January. The only thing that comes up to mind is Shield. That's it, from Monaco.
Yeah, another young player who, is at a risk right in the middle of a season, you could say. That's it. Listen, mate, we are running out of time here, so I'm just going to wrap it up quickly with you. I wish I had a little bit more time, but we're well over the hour now. So, I mean, score prediction for tomorrow, mate. How confident are you? Are we going in with this thinking we're going to get this win and get to the semis? Or is it going to be a bit more apprehensive?
I got a United win, 3-1.
3-1, I like that score. Everyone's talking 3-1 at the moment. That's a good score. Listen, Rob, mate, I will get you back on again, mate, and give you a little bit more time. Time is running short right now. So, thanks for coming on, mate. Really appreciate your time. You take care over there in Texas, mate. And do keep staying in touch, mate. Hit me up on the socials and join in with the chat as well whenever you can, mate. It's really appreciated.
For sure, brother. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, mate. No worries, pal. And that's Rob done as well, and that is everyone done on the show. It has been a long one. The super chat, thank you very much. The comments in the comments section from all the members and all the support from the members. I've seen you all there. You haven't gone unnoticed. Dino, Stuart, Alien, as always. It was good to have a couple of members on the show as well, actually talking to a few people. But that's it for tonight, guys. That is the call-in show. We will be doing more of these. I know it's a tough time at the moment. The last thing anyone wants to do is come on, start talking football with everything that's going on right now. It is tough out there, but I do hope that the channel is giving you a little bit of content and something to take your mind off everything that is crap in the world right now. But we're all in this together. Stay safe, everybody. Give the video a like, share the video, and obviously subscribe if you are watching for the first time. My defender, Alien. Yes, sorry, I almost forgot. My defender is Ben White from Brighton. Young, quick, very, very good defender. And at the end of this season, will not be at Brighton, I can guarantee it. One of the big guns will have him. Why not? Go get him now. I think he will be a good acquisition to this team. But Marcus, that was the one. Marcus is the one who dropped me that super chat. Brilliant. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. It's been a great show. Love getting loads of people on when I can and getting everyone involved. It is our channel, not just mine. That's why I like it. That's what I want. English tax, yes, Alien, I know. But we've got to do what we've got to do, mate, haven't we? We could get in that Champions League. There's the money for him right there, pal. And we'll see what happens in the summer. Do we wait till summer? Are we good enough? I don't know. But for now, we're done in here. Everybody, I will see you tomorrow night. Everton, live watch along as always. Exciting. Yes, do tune in for that one. It will be the last one before Christmas. Oh, let's hope we finish with a bang and then we can all be happy eating our Christmas dinner sat at home with no one else in the house but our family. It's a good thing, isn't it? Anyway, guys, see you later. Bye-bye.